Right, heading into the grand finals. On the left, we have Alexander piloting the Dragapult engine, and on the right, we have Nikolai piloting the Charizard engine. Stoked to see how it will end up being. Nikolai going first. Obviously, so Alexander can utilize Itchy Pollen next turn. There seems to be not much going on for Nikolai. Alexander top decking Psychic Energy, having Duskull, but not much going on. I just want to limit Nikolai from knocking out the Budgie next turn. Seems like it's a well-placed boss, in fact. It's going to be an Itchy Pollen onto the Duskull. Wow. And now Nikolai has access to Dawn. Dawn will get you more. Oh, hold up. What does Dawn give you? Dawn gives you Dusclops. You can pop the Dusclops, but there's no candy going. But you can pop the Dusclops on the Budgie. Perhaps the Charmeleon does 70 damage, right? So attach a second fire to the Charmeleon, pop the Dusclops on the Budgie, and you have yourself a game. Oh, this is weird. This is weird indeed. I mean, if he has access to that second... Oh, the second fire is in hand. I mean, that's it, right? But you can't fetch out the Charmeleon and the Dusclops with a single Dawn. Needs to have it in hand. Oh wait, that Charmeleon only does 60 damage, right? Not 70. But that's enough for the Duskull. I only need a single fire. I thought you need a double fire. Or is that the 100 HP one? No, that one needs 3 fire energy. Ooh, interesting. Charmeleon. Is there a Dusclops? No, attach retreat. It's going to be the knockout on the Budgie. Ooh, interesting. And now Alexander doesn't have anything going on. And the only thing that can stop Nikolai from building up is knocked out. Oh, it's 40 damage. Alright. Oh, this is an interesting finals. Yeah, I suppose you have to Night Stretcher for it. I suppose you even play Iono to boot. Oh, there's the Dusclops. I mean, I suppose you can Dusclops onto Nikolai's Duskull. But if that was your plan, you needed to do it before your Iono, limiting Nikolai from taking more cards from Iono. Alright, playing Ultra Ball, getting rid of the Dusclops and the Jamming Tower. I mean, I suppose so, but Alexander doesn't know what Nikolai plays. I mean, Charizard often plays, like, the Defiance bands, which in fact he does. So that would be a nice counter against that. But obviously, Alexander doesn't know just yet. But he needs to place a Dreepy down, like ASAP. And he knows Nikolai just had the Charizard in hand. Oh, but they played Iono, so Nikolai doesn't seem to have a Charizard in hand just yet. So it's just going to be the Charmeleon. And if he doesn't top deck any... Oh, he has the Dawn. So Nikolai has access to Charizard next turn. And perhaps even the Dusclops. Eliminating Alexander's entire board state. That's heavy. That's heavy. And I think Alexander realizes and needs to counterplay against that. Placing as many Dreepies as possible to be able to set up next turn. Oh, this is scary. Alright, what are you grabbing from this Ultra Ball? I suppose it's going to be the Budgie. Interesting. That's interesting to see. I mean, perhaps keeping the free retreat active is also something you need to keep in mind. So that you're not forced to blow up your Dusclops if you don't find a Dusknoir. Yeah, I kind of like this play, having the Budgie in play, to be able to have free retreat again next turn. Even if this Budgie gets knocked out. Alright, there's a Dawn coming. Obviously a Dusclops. And the Charizard. Or I suppose... Oh no, he's eyeing up the Dusclops and a Pidgey. And looking for the Charizard as well, obviously. Knocking out this Budgie. But the Dusclops can take care of the active Budgie. And I think Alexander might even promote the other Budgie to limit Nikolai from taking a price off the Dreepy or the Dusclops. But Alexander doesn't play the rare candy, so there's no aggressive Dragapult plays coming. Ooh, interesting. Alright. I mean, that Dawn really helps you get through item lock as the Charizard player. It's also a nice inclusion. I think Dawn helps Charizard even more than it does Dragapult. Especially in this variant. I really like the Noctowl addition to it. It's just been knockout on the active, and of course promoting the Budgie. Saving the Dusclops, perhaps turning it into a Dusknoir next turn. Right, 6 cards now from Ino. Does seem to have a Draclurk in hands. Attach the new Upper as well to the Dreepy. But I suppose if Nikolai does find a Noctowl, he can find the boss's orders to knock out the Draclurk, putting Alexander in a difficult position. Nestball for another Dreepy. He's trying to squeeze everything he can out of his deck, just to be able to set up as best as he can. I mean, I suppose... But yeah, you're staring down a Pidgey and a Hoot Hoot, which both, if they evolve, can search out for a boss's orders. This is not looking good. I mean, you find the Dusknoir, you can blow something up. But was he popping it on? I suppose the Charizard. So if you do find a Dragapult, you can knock out... Oh, it's going to be an Itchy Pollen, yeah. Yeah, there's the Noctowl. Obviously finding the boss's orders for the Draclurk. He's just checking his counts, I suppose. But it has to be the boss's orders. I mean, like I said, Alexander doesn't play rare candy, so limiting Alexander to build up is your best chance. Choosing the boss and the Dawn. I mean, I suppose Dawn for next turn. Or is he thinking about setting up rather than going aggressively? Oh, he's playing the Dawn. He's not going aggressively. Interesting. Oh, but he finds the Dusknoir. Or I suppose the Dusknoir can take care of the Draclurk. And then he can knock something else out while setting up your board Oh, nice. I like this play even more. Even more so. And you have another hoot to boot. Right, knocking out the Budgie as well. Limiting Alexander to almost nothing. And still having to take 6 prize cards. What do you do if you're Alexander? I mean, this is quite the scoop angle. I mean, you can evolve into Dusknoir, but what are you doing? I suppose you can hit into the Charizard. You have to pop onto the Charizard, of course, and play an Ino on top of it. But popping the Dusknoir, oh no, Ino to boot. Yeah, that's no fun. I mean, an Ino to 1, and if Nikolai had nothing going on, that would have been very good for Alexander, because he could just build up his board state. But now it's also fine, because that Charizard leaves play. But if Nikolai just has knocked out Candy Ultra Ball, that is game. Right, I suppose it isn't. Charizard does 240 then. Well, I suppose he still has the boss's orders. So there's that. We see the Dreepy getting evolved into Dracloak, finding the Dragapult, and has the fire energy for next turn. And there's the Charizard. Okay, so if there's no Charizard coming this turn, Alexander might be able to turn this whole game around. Alright, Nest Ball. I suppose this Nest Ball is going to find you Pheasantipity. Pheasantipity is going to give you more cards. If one of those cards... Oh, hold up. Terapagos. But Terapagos is only capped at 240 damage if you have a full bench. Oh, but... Yeah! Terapagos allows you to use the Noctowl engine. Go Candy Ultra Ball. Oh, wait. Candy... No, double Candy. You can go double Candy. You can Candy Pidgeot. There's a Pidgeot in hand. There's going to be Candy Stadium. So you can Candy for Pidgeot. If there's something else. There's Stadium. And a Fan Rotom. Boss's orders onto a Drippy. Oh yeah, for the 1 prize. Of course. Oof. Heavy. Wow. That was nice. Utilizing the Nest Ball to grab the Terapagos CX to be able to use the Noctowl engine to set up. Very nice. It's also nice he chose to use the Dawn last turn and keep the boss's orders. And because Alexander didn't play Ino, that was just game for Nikolai. Nice. Alright, GG's. Now we're going to game 2. Right, what do you have? Double Fire, Ultra Ball, Double Dawn. It's a mulligan. Good thing you didn't have a basic, because that was a very bad hand. And Alexander will be able to draw an extra card here because of Nikolai's mulligan. Alright. Draw again. There's Fanrotom, Pheasantipity. Fanrotom can get you Pidgey, Hoot Hoot. But no Nest Ball, no Ultra Ball. Can't get you a Terra Pokemon. But I suppose promoting the Fanrotom is better to remain having a single price board state. Oh, prizing 2 Fire Energy and 1 Jet Energy. Alright, Alexander going first. I suppose. Is it? No, Nikolai is going first, it seems. Obviously, because you have the Hoot engine, you always want to go first, because on your second turn, you can instantly evolve into Noctowl and just set up your board state that way. Or even go aggressive, because Charizard has the option to go very aggressively. But Alexander has to focus on item locking Nikolai and prevent him from going aggressively with Candy Charizard shenanigans. So I suppose this Ultra Ball has to be for Charmander. Because you can get the normal Pokemon out with the Fanrotom, and there's not a single way to get your Charmander, except for this Ultra Ball. Yeah, alright. And the Fancore, get the Hoots out, get the Pidgey out. It's 1 Hoot, 1 Pidgey, 1 Noctowl. Alright. I mean, this is already a good start. This is what we usually see from Terra Box players as well, but then double Hoot and Noctowl. I like this Terra variant. It allows Charizard to get even more aggressively. Alright, Budgie in here. I suppose having a Dreepy in hand, you can go Dreepy Budgie. But there has to be a Duskull in play as well, because that is going to help you eliminate Nikolai's board state even faster so. Alright, checking the Pokemon here. Energy count. Energies. Alright. So there's something else in the hands. There's 2 energy. Luminous and Fire. So you can attach Fire to Dreepy. Save Luminous perhaps. But we have to take into account that the Fanrotom is going to knock out your Budgie. Excuse me. Next turn. Alright, what are you taking here? I suppose you need to think of your setup. Yeah, going Dreepy Budgie. Or is it going to be Duskull Budgie? But you can't just get away with it 1 Dreepy. You have no other supporter in hand as well. You do high up the Duskull, but I suppose that's better? Interesting. Just to go away with just the 1 Dreepy. But I suppose even if Nikolai has Evolve into Charmeleon, Fire Energy, and the boss's orders onto the Dreepy, it just does 40 damage, so it doesn't knock it out. It can't play item cards because we could get item locked. Or I suppose Stadium Energy boss allows the Fan Rotom to knock out the Dreepy. So I don't know how I liked about this. Oh yeah, but boss's orders onto the Pidgey is probably better to eliminate the fact that the Fan Rotom can get knockouts onto the Dreepy. That allows you to go aggressive with the Duskull play. Nice. I like that one. I like that play. Right, Nikolai obviously having to bench the Terapagos. Otherwise he can't use a Noctowl. And Dawn. Dawn will allow him to get Charmeleon, manually evolving, even get another Charmander, or perhaps another Hoot for next turn. Or perhaps even get the Charizard as well, saving it into hands for next turn. So Hoot, Charmeleon, Charizard. But then there's only one Charmeleon. But I suppose Alexander's only capped at 70 damage from Dragon Headbutt next turn. So you can perhaps even eye up the Duskull here. But it's going to be the Dusknoir, Charmeleon, and another Charmander. Right. Evolving into Charmeleon. And do you have the Stadium? Do you have the ability to set up? No, there's a Pidgeot, Charizard, Dusknoir. His hand is just full of stage 2s. He still has to shuffle the deck. Yeah, he searched out. Alright. So what is Alexander able to do? Dusclops, popping it onto the Pidgey. Interesting. And it's going to be Night... Was it Night Stretcher? No, it was Jamming Tower. The prize was Jamming Tower. Nikolai obviously knowing Alexander can't knock it out, promoting the Charmeleon guilt-free. It's just going to be the Itchy Pollen. There's no other support in Alexander's hands. No way to find a Dracloak. Ooh, that Dreepy is going to stick around for a while. Alright, now we see the Charizard. Utilizing the Infernal Rain, getting 3 fire energies. And I suppose I would even attack with Terapagos here. You can accelerate 2 fire energies onto the Charizard, 1 to the Terapagos, jet onto the Terapagos, and getting a knockout with the Terapagos because that's also a backup attacker. Yeah, it's going to be just that. Do you have... There's also the Noctowl, so you can get a boss's orders onto that lone Dreepy. Ooh. Or I suppose boss's orders onto Latias is also good to grab 2 prizes, but eliminating the only threat there is... Just grabbed up a boss's orders. Oh, God. Yeah, boss's orders onto the lone Dreepy. And even if a Budgie was coming next turn, you just have boss's orders onto the Latias. And what do you do if you're Alexander? Oh, God. That is terrible. And Nikolai having the Jet Energy in hand. Ooh. He can just play against getting trapped into the active spot. Oh, there's just going to be an Itchy Pollen. No, wait. Itchy Pollen is for weakness, so you have... Yeah, 30 damage. Yeah. That's going to be another boss's orders onto that lone Dreepy. Oh, just getting slaughtered. Oh, no. Oh, there's an Ino. Hold up. But Nikolai still needs to grab 3 prize cards. I thought there might be a world where you can attack with Blood Moon Ursaluna, but then there's still the Terrapagos and the threat of the Duskull as well. Yeah, you can counter catch up the Noctowl, trap that, perhaps. And there's another Budgie coming. Yeah, trap the Noctowl, because it needs one retreat. And what does Nikolai have in hand? I think I see Nespor. Wait, he has 4 cards. But the Ino limited him down to 3 cards. So did he take... Oh, the turn went over already. It was his draw for turn. But they're just too fast and I'm just too slow. And Inoing him into a Dawn. Oh god, just taking Dusclops and Dusknoir. Straight off the bat. Alright, I suppose you can... you have time, if you're Nikolai. Just manually evolve into Dusclops. Next turn, you can evolve into Dusknoir, pop onto the Dracloak. The Dracloak. And perhaps even find a Hoot Hoot. I mean, or Pidgey, I suppose. Yeah, the Pidgey was knocked out some turns ago. I need to make room for the Pidgey as well. So I suppose popping the Dusclops will force Alexander to promote the Latias. And that's going to be just that. Oh, he has to bench the Treepy, of course, because if you promote the Latias, if you have energy retreat, Nikolai would just win. Oh, you pulled the energy from the prizes. Yeah, good thing he changed his mind. Because that would have been game. Oh, God. Yeah. That's just slaughter. Another Treepy going down. And what's the top deck? Another Treepy. I know to 1. I mean, at this point, not even a Blood Moon Ursaluna is going to save you. Because that doesn't knock out the Charizard. Wait, hold up. You evolved the Treepy into Dracloak, but it just put it into play. What are you doing, Alexander? That's not the way to go. Hold up. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah, I think the judge is realizing. He just put down the Treepy. And yeah, that's also a double price penalty, but there's no way out for Alexander, and that just wins Nikolai the game. And Nikolai is going to be the regional champion. Alright, GG's, well played, buddy.